everybody. My name is Victoria Waye. Welcome to episode 136 of Behind the Mindset. We have a phenomenal guest here with us today. We have LordValGaming. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here. What I really like about you the most is how real you are, how authentic. You just say what you feel. And I just love that in a creator.
Yeah, I mean, it's always says how people that can go around things, and you can be fake as for so long, and that's what I always say. Just trying to be. This is how who I am, and some people might like it, some people might not like it, but what you see is what it is. Like I've always said the same thing. If you get to know me, you get to see me every day. It is I'm simple as that. There is no secrets. There is nothing weird about me. It's just what you see is what it is.
For anyone who is new here, can you tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do?
Yeah. Well, I'm LordValGaming, and I was born in Spain. Then I've lived in the UK for about 13 years, and then I've recently just come back to Spain. So I've been, I've just became like a full-time content creator just, when I came back to Spain, and I've been able to do this as a full-time career. But my entire life, I've been working in restaurants, in hospitality, and yeah, I mean that's just me. There is not nothing else that I could tell you about me. That's who I am.
Do you think that in different situations we become different people? Like when you're hanging out with your bros, you're different than when you're in front of your parents or when you're streaming? Or do you feel like you're the same person in every situation?
I mean, you're always gonna be different. Obviously, I am not going to be screaming at the screen when I'm with my parents. So, when you're streaming, you have to be. For example, you gotta bring. There's so many types of different streamers, but you tend to be more um, hyped up. About some games or certain plays. It depends of the moment, the situation. But with your friends, you obviously behave slightly different. You're always yourself at the end of the day. You can't change who you are. But I feel like obviously, it just depends on the person as well. I mean, with for example, with my family, I tend not to, but in general, I tend not to swear or anything. But then, when you're friends, there is, maybe a few of them that come out. And then, when I'm streaming, for example, I try not to say them. And it's always, you change it slightly, but at the end of the day, you still be same person as you are with each one of them, really.
How would you describe your energy when you're live?
I mean, yeah, it's always, I get trolled. To put it out there, I get trolled by my own chat. I get trolled by my mods a lot, and yeah, it's all always trying to entertain people. I try to entertain and trying to, I recognize who I am. I'm not the best player on any game. I'm not trying to be the biggest Apex or biggest Destiny player in the world. I know my limits, and I know I am an entertainer. People enjoy my pain, apparently.
Is there a particular moment where you experienced a lot of pain? And can you talk a little bit about that moment?
When I experience a lot of pain in regards of,
Oh, when you're alive, you were like maybe killed by a big boss or something, or
um, no, I don't know. I might get a bit upset and everything, but you don't really see me, um, you know, try. And I mean, you don't really see me get salty, or you don't really see me get upset, really upset about everything. If I do get upset about something, I just try to make it in a fun way. So not really. Like it's always with on the back of my head. I'm an entertainer. I don't do this for like completely seriously. As if my life goes on it. At the end of the day, like some people may agree, some people may disagree. It's a game.
That's very, very true. And it's good that you're very realistic that way, where you're like, it's a game. It's not like the world will end if I die in this game, have to start over.
I really don't care.
That's a really great mindset to have, because a lot of times we get so attached to that story that we kind of forget and those lines blur. Now, what
I mean,
kind
there
of...
was.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you knew, but there was a ninja actually he came out once saying if you don't, if you say it's just a game and you don't really care about gaming, you're not passionate about gaming or anything. It's like I completely disagree with the fella, because it's just I don't think my life goes on a video game, and there's a lot more things you should worry about than just dying on a game, or even more on a battle royale like he plays. Is a literally a battle royale, which is die and respawn on up again on the exact same scenario with the exact same weapons. And it's like, bro, there is your life doesn't depend on it. It's just a video game. Just enjoy it. The first thing you gotta do is enjoy it, and then you can get a little bit serious, but not to the point where you can get upset over anything really.
Gavik has requested that we do an evil voice, and so I'm going to be asking this next question to you very, very sinister, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to try to do this. What kinds of games do you play on your stream?
Oh, well, I play a bit of Destiny, Apex as well, and Battlefield 5, and Sea of Thieves sometimes.
I love the laugh. Your laugh is so good.
So yeah, those are the games that I play the most. Destiny mostly. That's my main game. That's my baby.
You were destined to play that game.
Oh, I love the game. I just can't have enough of that game.
For you, how long is a typical stream?
It's changed over time actually. It just depends. I've come from 3 hours to 6 hours to 9 hours, back to 6 hours max. So it's just changed depending on the time and actually the platform as well, because it's been different during Mixer and during Twitch. So yeah, it's all changed regarding my understanding on content creation and streaming in general. So I would say a good balance would be 4 hours, 5. That's a good balance on streaming. Like I would say, if you're a full-time content creator, a good 4 or 5 hours might be a good balance, because it will allow you to have time to work on your socials and or YouTube or whatever else you're doing.
How do you keep up the momentum? I know right before this interview you were live, and so you just seamlessly said, okay, one show to another. Like, how do you keep up that energy and that drive?
I don't know. You get used to it, and I always, even though I've just finished the stream and I just jump into yours right away, it's kind of, I never finish when I'm finished streaming, if you get what I mean. I always tend to do something else, like maybe I'm recording a tutorial or I'm recording something else. So it's basically, I usually tend to spend about 8 to 10 hours in front of the PC working on something, streaming, and then before streaming, and after streaming. So it's kind of like what you get your body used to. And because like I said, I do this as a full-time career now, and I understand that I have to put in time in order for me to be successful. So you gotta put the time, you gotta put your head down and work hard, basically.
I know it's important to choose the right things too, to dive into the things that will really push your brand forward. How have you discovered that? How do you know what are the right things to work on?
I experiment. I really like. I know there is right things that you should be doing and whatnot, but I always encourage people to do like whatever comes to mind. You wanna do something, I don't know, something as silly as changing, the illumination on your camera. Instead of being, full on bright white like everyone else does, just change, do different colors. Why not? Like, just give it a try. There is nothing, you're gonna try. If you don't, people like it, or you can keep doing it, and people don't like it, you can just revert back to what you were doing before. Also, there is a, I don't know, if you want to do blogging, just do blogging, try it out. It's always trial and error. If you don't try new things, if you don't try to be innovative, why are you doing this in the first place? You have to reconsider what you're doing, because it is very important that you gotta understand this is a very competitive business, and you have to be creative. You always have to be creative. You have to be ahead of the curve. And it's, whatever, like, I encourage everyone always just to try things. How it doesn't matter how crazy, obviously, within the terms of service of, whatever streaming platform that you're streaming on, if you're on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. But if it's within the boundaries of that streaming platform, why not give it a try? It might sound crazy at first, but you may find the $1 million idea.
That's a really great point. And a lot of times we're just too afraid. We're kind of just feeling stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment, try different things and see what really clicks. Now, for you, do you take suggestions from your viewers or from your audience in that decision making process?
Yes, and I don't do anything on the channel without the approval of my moderation team. So, like, literally all the decisions that have been made on my channel since I was on Mixer, it's been made by my mods at every single, you know, step of the way. And obviously, I've taken suggestions from chat, even if we got a few people just suggesting, if I have like something as silly as a couple of days or three ago, during the stream, I was like, I don't know what to play today. I feel like maybe some what was it? Outriders. We were like thinking on Outriders or Destiny. I was like, I don't really know what to do, and I just let the chat decide. What do I play? You guys tell me, and we decided to go for Outriders, and people jumped in and they wanted to play with me as well. So it's always at the end of the day, you got to understand your viewers are basically part of your channel, and you have to try to keep as many people as possible happy. You can't have everyone, you can't keep everyone happy, but they are your audience. They want to see you doing something specific. If even though sometimes it might not be the one thing that you enjoy the most, you may have to play a scary game, which I have done because they enjoy my pain and they want to see me screaming. So you do these kind of things, and always take into consideration your community, because they are be the ones who are going to lift you up.
How did you find your mod team? What did that look like?
It is. I found them one by one after a long time. I did not have a mod team when I got partnership on Mixer the first time.
Wow.
I was handling everything by myself. The first when I got the partnership, the first person that I actually got was Little, and then a couple of months after, I think it was Ace, and then uh, Raging as well on the way, and the Mix. So it's a kind of like each one of them have been coming one after the other, and we ended up with 4 people, a very strong team of 4 people, and now we have a brand new community manager, which is a moderator, but it's a community manager at the same time. So it's kind of like a bit not just a moderator, it's a different role. But yeah, and we have 2 Americans, 2 Europeans, and we just got added a third European now. So it's kind of like each one of them are going to overlap each other. If one may be sleeping, another one is not.
Mm.
There's always gonna be, so it's a good balance, and they also are obviously the most trustworthy people uh, that I have. Basically, they've been with me since day one. One of them I actually know in real life, and another one I actually know from way before I was streaming. So basically, it's kind of like the people you really trust, because at the end of the day, you gotta think these are your boys in chat. They got to whatever they got to obviously follow your guidelines, but they are going to deal with a troll. They've got to deal with, I don't know, with welcoming someone. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't say it, they are going to be the ones who are going to be speaking for you.
Mm-hmm. How do you instill your values in them? Like, do you tell them how to handle things or do you just put it all in their hands? Like, what does that look like?
I think they actually end up. You can talk to them and you can maybe adjust things, couple of things or three. Like I don't know. It's You can't really tell them every single one of the things that you want on the chat, because you will always forget something.
Mm-hmm.
So if those people are the ones who have been with you for a very, very long time and they really know you, they know how you work and how you think. So very few cases you have to tell them what to do. I basically, if they have any questions, they just ask. Obviously, you have to make sure that you are quite open with them, and they know they can talk to you, they can ask you anything. So yeah, just a few things they might ask you, but I never really have sat down with them and said to them, "I want this, and I want this, and I want this, or this." I, they basically were running the show already,
Mm-hmm.
because they knew me. They know the channel. They knew the people that come to the channel. They know how I do things. So they have seen me previously doing it. Yeah, it's literally been a couple of occasions they have to ask me something, and that's about it, really.
Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome that you have such a wonderful team. And I know that you and your team reflect your energy back into the chat, So whatever energy you dictate flows out, and that's the energy of your channel. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now, how did you
Yeah.
get. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, no, go on.
How did you get started with streaming in general? What did that look like?
Myself, how I started streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, I actually started streaming because I hated my job. um, Hospitality is really tough. It's really tough, and I've been doing it for 13 years, and I was kind of like really tired of doing all of this. So I just decided to, start streaming, and not just because I wanted to make a career. I actually thought I would never make a career of streaming or content creation in general. But I started because I wanted to know more people to play Destiny. That was my main idea. I wanted to meet people from, the Destiny community. So I said, if I stream when I'm playing, maybe someone will jump into the stream and say, "Hey, can I play with you? Can I, get some games, or let's do raids, or let's do something." So that was the main idea behind it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this so I can get to know more people on Destiny." And yeah, I obviously did not, like, I always had the hope of making this a full-time career, but never really never really believed it. It's just, and with time, it just kept growing and growing, and at the end, I'm full-time content creator now, which I can't still believe, really.
Mm-hmm. And I know that's an incredibly hard thing. At what point were you ready to make that decision? Because that's quite the leap. I know that income is fluctuating, and so that's a
Mhm.
big step.
Yeah, it's difficult because, to be honest with you, it's been, I've been working since I was 14, and I've never, been unemployed in my life. So it's kind of like, at the start, the first time was like, I was shocked, and I didn't know if this was the right move or not. Always, the first time I was kind of like starting as a content creator, kind of like almost full time. I still had my other job, which was still, 2 or 3 days. and I had something on my back. So I was like, always, I can always rely on this. Um, the moment I decided to make it full time and just come to Spain is when I decided that I wanted to go back to my family and my childhood friends. And I was like, yeah, this is the moment. And it's when, even though it's fluctuating, I had no debts with absolutely nothing. Uh, I had a good cushion on my back, my savings, making sure that I always, I'm always safe if in case, you know, God forbid, but something bad happens, or I cannot make this as a full time anymore. I always have a good cushion on my back, which can maybe keep me going for, a good few months until I may have to find another job or something. So I made sure that I have all my back covered. Once I have my back covered, and uh, streaming and content creation kept going, and it was a kind of like a steady, even not a steady income, but still an income monthly. It's when I decided to make the jump, and also the fact that Spain is a lot cheaper than the UK.
Mm-hmm. Now, why did you go to the UK in particular?
Work, um, work in Spain is absolutely terrible, absolutely terrible. It's not the best place to work, and I am also from the south of Spain, which is even worse. And UK, there is a lot of opportunity. Uh, Opportunity and work is good. Obviously, it's difficult because when I moved to the UK, I didn't speak a single word of English.
Ooh.
I have to work my way through, from washing dishes in restaurants until I was learning the language. And yeah, there is opportunity, and from washing dishes to being a general manager on two different sites 8 years later, which is a biggest, that tells you how much you can do on a country that gives you that opportunity. It's out there. You just want, if you want it, go out and take it.
Do you think in learning a language that you have to actively seek it and actively strive to learn it? Or do you think that if you just kind of passively absorb it, you'll eventually get it?
Mm, you can passively absorb it and eventually get it, but it will take you a lot longer, like a lot
Mm-hmm.
longer. Uh, Moving to the country, to the actual country, will speed up the process because you got no choice but to obviously speak the language, and you will listen to it on the TV, you will, on your daily life. But passively will take you a lot longer, which I think, I mean, it's not. I've it's just, if you move to the actual country, it will be a lot easier than just um, maybe learning the language on a school or something on your own country. So yeah, and there is obviously different levels of different languages, which I think some of them might be more difficult because they're more complex, like Latin, uh, kind of like languages like Spanish or French or Italian. They tend to be a lot more complex. And for example, English, I found English very easy to learn. But yet again, you get like different, like Russian or Japanese, which is absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, if you are passively, it will take you very long time to learn that language.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any particular tips for anyone who is looking to learn a language? Was there anything that helped you navigate learning?
Yes, watch cartoons. Watch cartoons from that language. The one thing is, that you can watch shows and other things, but cartoons are intended for children, for kids that are learning the language.
Mm,
So if you watch cartoons, you will end up learning the language.
that's
It's not
smart.
gonna be it's not gonna be fully in depth, with adult conversations or something, but the basics are there. their basics are the cartoons. So that's what children watch, so they learn the language. So you should do the exact same thing. That's what I did.
I like that so much that you were very keen to that. You're like, let me try this first and then kind of build from that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, and they are, they speak very clearly, and it's
mm-hmm.
very easy to, you put on your subtitles and you start learning the words as they speak. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have different accents or anything like that. They tend to be very clear, very easy to understand.
Do you know any other languages other than Spanish and English?
Yes, I speak Italian, French, Portuguese, Spanish, English, and sign language.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Italian, Portuguese, and French are kind of similar to Spanish, so they are slightly different, but we can speak it in some way or the other. Obviously, I don't know. I don't have a problem learning languages, and I find them easy. And sign language, my parents are deaf, so I actually had to learn sign language because that's the only way for me to communicate with my parents.
If I hopefully this isn't prying too much, but was it something where like they were born deaf, or was it something that they became deaf later?
They became deaf after a sickness that hit Spain in the late 70s, early 80s.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ah, that's completely fine. We live with that nowadays, so it's kind of like natural for me. And thanks to that, we've learned something, up to appreciate something else, and it's giving us a language, myself and my parents and everything. So it's nothing really, it's natural.
Have you used sign language in your streams?
I use sign language. The problem with sign language is that, like other languages, like spoken languages, is different on every single country.
Really?
Yes, and you will be surprised of how different it is. The signage will be completely different from Spain to Portugal, from Portugal to Italy, from Italy to the US and British. Each country will be completely different. I can't see someone like doing sign language on a different like ASL, like the American Sign Language. I can watch that person doing the sign language. I can understand what they're talking about, but I will be missing sentences out of whatever they're talking about because the signage is different and it's difficult. We have been trying for a very long time to implement like an universal sign language, which has been is being supported by a lot of like actually companies. Um, they've been trying to help to implement that universal sign language, but the problem is people are used to speak their own language, and like every other language, even though you try to put a universal language for everyone, they will end up kind of. Some of them will try to learn it, but most of them will speak their own language, and it's not easy. It's not something you have to change the mindset of a whole country after country. So it's not gonna. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I mean, hopefully in the future that will be a thing, and everyone will speak the same sign language. But as of today, I don't think that's gonna happen. And I have said things in sign language because I have part of my community is actually deaf, and one of my regulars is actually deaf, and I say good morning to her, and we say a couple of things. How are you? How's it going? But other than that, I cannot go any further than that because I will say in Spanish she will not understand it. Still, I use the closed captioning on my streams always since day one because I want to integrate them within the conversation we're having, apart from whatever we're talking about between myself and her.
I love that so much that you're including those, and doing as much as you can. I think that's really important. You know, you
Mhm.
even if it's just saying hello, if that's all you know, that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying good morning or good afternoon or good night or good evenings to a, a deaf or hard of hearing person. It's kind of like you may not realize, but you can make the day. It's for them. It's kind of, a bit welcoming because for the longest time they have been a bit, put aside on the society. I lived that myself in Spain here, home with my parents. They used to be a little bit more on the side. No one really cared about them. Nowadays, when with technology has been the best thing that happened to them because obviously, phones, with the cameras and everything, being able to communicate with them, it's improved all of this and it's made the bridge a lot shorter than it used to be in the past. But at the end of the day, it's it's experience. It's experience. So yeah, we just yeah, it's fine. It happened before. Now it's a lot easier to move everything. So
My heart really goes out to those right now who were relying on lip reading because of COVID and not
mhm.
being able to read lips. Like, I don't know if that's a big part of ASL because sometimes I see somebody who's using sign language and then their lips are moving too.
Yeah, yeah. As a sign language, you basically read lips. You learn to read lips, and it's tough for them. It's actually really difficult. I've been speaking to my parents, and they said the worst thing that this thing that is going on right now is that they can't actually know what other people are talking about because they try obviously they try to communicate and they will find out figure out a way to communicate, but sometimes they're just asking someone and they will reply back, but they can't even pull down their mask to tell them because it's actually not I've actually experienced myself when I came here. We went shopping to get some furniture, and my mom went and asked, and she just couldn't communicate with the guy because he would not, he can't even pull down his mask because of the restrictions. And I had to jump in and talk to him. It must be really difficult for them now. They can't, really. I mean, there is always a way. Everyone has a phone. You can just type it real quick and you show it to them. And if you want it, you can make it happen. But
Yeah.
at the first impression, it's gonna be a little bit shocking for them because they just ask something quick and it's gonna be maybe take you 2 minutes when it should have taken you like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that is difficult. Just that time. You're right.
Yeah.
Now I know for content creation you started out on Mixer. What made you choose Mixer over starting on Twitch?
I I was on Twitch actually at the start,
Okay.
and I was on Twitch for maybe a couple of months. I believe I was. I saw no growth on Twitch at all. There was a bloody ocean of people where it was really difficult to make yourself known by anybody. So I decided to go to Mixer, and I was like, it's a smaller platform, a lot less people. I can get to know other communities easily, and I chose to go to Mixer just for the fact that it was a lot smaller and there was a lot more opportunity as a new starter.
How did you feel when Mixer shut down?
Mm, I I'm gonna be I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The first time when I heard the news, I actually thought the Mixer was acquiring Facebook Gaming. I got confused and
Oh.
I tweeted about how cool is this, and everyone was like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "All right." I was just waking up when the news came up, so I was like, "What?" I had to reread everything again, and then I realized there was the opposite way. I don't know what I felt like. It was shocking. I didn't think. I thought I knew it was gonna happen at some point because Mixer wasn't big enough. We could not compare ourselves to Twitch ever. Um, the other bigger platform is YouTube, maybe. It's not on live streaming that much, but you easily went to either YouTube or Twitch. It was very difficult to have people going to Mixer. Um, and I felt like at the end of the day, it was shocking at the start, but then after a few hours, I was like, this is an opportunity. This is the moment to move to somewhere else, to another platform, and move your entire community with it. Because they all knew the platform was shutting down. It wasn't just you moving to a different platform and losing half of your community, maybe. It was you moving with all of them because they had no choice.
Did they
So
did they all come?
all of them, I hope so. I mean, you always lose people here and there because obviously they may be doing something else, or they may be a bit discouraged by the whole movement and to a different platform and everything. The bad thing that happened is just most of us just split up, because a lot of people that part of my community, which are also other maybe other streamers as well, and they went to Facebook Gaming, and but we still keep in touch. But kind of like you lose people, obviously. You do lose people because they split up. They go to Trouble, they go to D-Live, they go to Facebook Gaming. Some people like one platform more than others. I know of a lot of people on Mixer that told me that people watching and people viewers from Mixer that said that I'm not going to Twitch. I just don't like the platform. I was like, that's completely fair. But if we decided to go to Twitch, and that I could do nothing about it.
It's a hard thing. It just
Mhm.
a lot of change. And I know some people adapted well. They're just like, okay, I'm on Twitch now. And then other people, they are kind of went through a mourning period when that happened.
Yeah, I took some time to consider and everything, and to chat and to have a conversation with my mods, and decide where to go. I actually, most people did the transition right away, as far as I know, and I was tracking everyone from Mixer, and most people just started streaming right away on Twitch the next day, like nothing happened. And I was like, in my opinion, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna consider all the platforms first. I'm going to discuss everything with my mods, my community. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they think. Let's gather some ideas. Let's gather, pick everyone's mind, and then we decide where to go. It actually took me 2 weeks to stream again after Mixer shut down, and we decided to go to Twitch. But I spent 2 weeks talking and preparing, because my actual first stream on Twitch was full on notifications working, panels. The channel was full blown working.
Yeah.
I don't like, I saw a lot of people just jumping in the next day on Twitch, like no notifications, no nothing. I'm really, I don't know. I need to have everything in place. I a bit OCD about all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that that's a really great attribute because, you want that polished product. You want to be able to deliver that same value and then taking your time and deciding what is best. Now, were you a full-time creator at that point or was it a little bit later?
Later.
Okay.
It was a lot later. I've been a full-time content creator for like 3 months and a half, 4 months, and yeah, it was a lot later.
Do you think that if you had been a full-time content creator when Mixer was still around, that it would have changed your decision, or do you think you still would have gone to Twitch?
I think we still had gone to Twitch. The decision to go to Twitch came for one reason and one reason only. It's just, as a brand, if you want to make it, I mean, if you settle down, if you're one of those people that just settle down and whatever comes is you're happy with it, you can go to anywhere else. If you want your brand to be the potential to be the biggest in the world, You have to go to Twitch, unfortunately. There's no way around it. Whether you like it or not, the biggest platform for live streaming right now is Twitch. And it's been for the last 10 years. So, until another platform comes and has the same, 350,000 streamers, every single day, Twitch will be king. I'm hoping and I'm thinking, and I've said that a million times, I think YouTube has the potential, but they haven't discovered it yet for live streaming.
Now, I know that you do create walkthroughs on YouTube. Can you talk a little bit about those and how you got started creating those?
It's just trying different things. You see my YouTube channel, there is everything. There is from a walkthrough to tutorials to opening, unboxings. I just try stuff like, something might click, and the moment something clicked, you have to focus on that. You have to go all in.
Do you prefer to educate or to entertain?
I prefer to educate on pre-recorded videos and try to on live stream when no one takes me seriously, so I entertain. On live streaming because everyone likes trolling me for some reason. I don't know. There must be something with it. I like to educate, but I have fun entertaining at the same time.
I think it's good to have that mixture where you have like that playful side where very entertaining, and then you're also delivering that other type of value, that education.
Yeah. You just gotta find the right balance. Try to find the right balance to, kind of like between one and the other.
If you could give one piece of advice to a brand new streamer, what would it be?
If advice, I mean, as people can use, like, the first bit of advice is don't do follow for follow. That's the one thing you should not do. And second is just, I know it sounds difficult, but maybe starting on Twitch might not be the brightest idea as a new streamer. I will be starting somewhere smaller, like we have now Glimesh, or we got, all the platforms as well. If you do want to start on Twitch, like the basics that I could give as for new people is don't stream for 8, 9, 10 hours. Stream for 4 hours or 5 hours top. Use all your time on your social platforms or on YouTube videos or on something else, TikTok, Twitter, all of that. All your socials are going to be very helpful. Everything is free. You can clip as many times as you want. You can post as many times as you want. They're not going to charge you a single penny. Use those platforms to create, basically community from different places and bring them over to your streaming platform, to Twitch or whatever you have decided to go to. Bear in mind, it's going to be extremely difficult. And every day it's getting more and more difficult. Anyone can make it. And if you do it the right way, and if you put in time and work in it, and if you believe in yourself, anyone can make it happen.
What does success look like for you? Like, how would you define that?
Successful is to be able to change people's lives. I believe the moment, like, the one thing that I like the most is when someone send me a message or someone, reach out to me saying, thank you for what you do. Thanks to you, I've been able to do this and I'm happy. Or thanks to you, I feel like, this has changed and you made my day. You made me smile. I was having a terrible day. Honestly, that is to me being, you made it. You are able to change people's life for the best, for the better. We can be very influential as content creators, and we got to be like I. That's why I don't incline to go and I don't like those kind of like toxic, doctor disrespect, slash other guys that are very disrespectful towards other people. I kind of like I feel like we have a duty of trying to spread positiveness and being a good influence because our audience can vary from it can be a 50-year-old person, and the next minute that it could be a 12-year-old little teenager who's trying to is looking up to you, and he wants to be like you. And they can be we can be such a great good influence or bad influence onto those people. So if you make someone stay happier and you make them feel like they are happy when they watch you, and they get entertained, they have laugh and all of that, that's when you made it. If you get messages from one person you saying that to you, you can consider yourself like you made it. It doesn't have to be tied to money, in my opinion.
I love that answer so much. So you've made it, correct?
I think, yeah. I honestly, I actually have a post from a few, 3 people specifically that have sent me that message in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just honestly, it just makes me happy. It really makes me happy. I feel like that's the end goal for everyone. It should be the end goal for everyone. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about numbers, because that comes right after these messages. Those messages will keep coming. The more of those messages come to you, that means that it's going to happen at the end of the day, because more people are going to feel that way.
I love that. Now, you're so incredibly confident. Like, you're sure of yourself. I ask you a question, just like, I know this answer. So, where did that confidence come from? Have you always been that way?
I got no idea, because I'm quite shy, actually.
What?
I am very shy. I am very shy. You, like, believe it or not, I'm really, really shy. And before the interview, I was actually, super nervous. And I don't know. I think it's just being in front of the camera, and just I've been doing this for 2 years, and I think just because I'm sitting here in front of my camera in my room makes me feel confident. Or in real life, I am extremely shy. I am one of those people that if we sit on a group of like 3 people, I will be quiet the entire time.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've been actually told that a million times.
How long did it take you to become comfortable talking on camera then?
About 7, 8 months. Yeah, everyone. I remember. I still remember. I still remember one of my friends here from my childhood friends is actually. Well, actually, I just moved to Spain right next to him, and he used to tell me all the time, like, you don't talk to the camera, you don't talk to anybody, like you're super quiet all the time. It's like I don't know how to do it. I'm shy. I don't. I don't know. I feel weird if I'm talking to a camera. And I was like very, very, very shy, and I didn't even want to talk to the camera. I feel like as a streamer, you build that confidence. You can be a natural. You can be a natural doing that. If you're not a natural, trust me, it will be difficult at the start, but you will build confidence.
Do you ever do streams without the camera? Or do you ever
No,
have days where you're just not feeling as confident?
no, always the camera on, always.
Always.
People have to troll me. My community has to troll me. I can't hide. No, never turned off the camera. It's always been everyone knows me. Like, I want to be as transparent as possible. If I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. I've cried in the middle of the stream because we've been talking about a subject. There's, I don't know, like a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about when I lost my granddad, and, I shed a tear too. And I want them to feel as close to me as possible, because at the end of the day, it's about interaction. Streaming is no longer about how good you are playing a video game. I think that's the 5 or 10 big guys who are almost pros on Call of Duty or Apex or whatever they're playing. Everyone else is about human interaction. It's about making a connection between your community and yourself. It's what it's become now. You just gotta look at basically the playlist on the number one playlist on Twitch is just chatting. That tells you something. People just, if it's turned from gaming to talking to people. Could be from, anything from support or mental health day or whatever you want to do, but it's kind of like turning to human interaction, making friends, making people feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, I understand there's a lot of people like me, there's a lot of people that struggle talking to others and they have a little bit of autism or something, and they feel safe behind the screen, typing in chat, and they at the end of the day they feel a connection with you because they may have this, they may think the same way as you, or they may like the same games as you, and you have nice conversations. And maybe spending we usually spend about an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in just chatting. Sometimes I got people coming back and say, what's going on with you, man? You just keep talking, like, what are you doing? You haven't even played a single game. Like, I don't know, we just been chatting about different things, and people come in and jumping into the conversation, and we end up chatting for hours. And it's the streaming, and this is changed slightly from what it used to be in the past, which was only looking for games and looking at people that are playing games that you could not play. Now almost everyone has access to all the games, and they want to have a person to talk to sometimes, and that's what I think. Like, basically, it's all about that.
Yeah, because if they wanted to see gameplay, they can just go onto YouTube and look up gameplay. But they want
Mhm.
that human interaction. Do you have a favorite topic that you discuss during your just chatting segments?
Not really. We just basically talk about everything. Um, yeah. Like, I warn everyone that it turns very sexual very quickly. That's the one thing that happens all the time. But other than that, it's just no. We just discuss everything. Like, my life is open. Like, I do a vlog, a video log on my YouTube channel as well. So basically, everyone knows everything that I do. Everyone knows where I live and what I eat and what I do. So basically, we discuss anything from day-to-day life to family to problems to good times. So we even discuss the hickeys that I bring to the stream sometimes. So
Hickeys.
yeah,
How do you bring a hickey to a stream?
I just don't realize that I have a hickey, and chat actually discovers that I have a hickey.
Oh my word. Oh, that is, yeah, that's something else. I love that you're so playful with them and that you're constantly like teasing each other. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think there is a camaraderie between my all my community and myself. They know I don't take anything seriously and I don't really get upset. Like, you can call me whatever, I will not get upset. We get trolls, calling me names and everything. I just try to have fun with them, and I don't really get upset about nothing. You can just call me out, just talk to me, and I don't take anything serious. Just have fun, have a good time, have a laugh, and if it's at my cost, by all means do it, because the first person that is laughing at myself is myself.
Now, I hear from Unstable Logan here that you wear a lot of different outfits on stream.
I do. That's another thing they enjoy. They seem to enjoy me wearing we got Pedro Parker, which is the Spanish Spider-Man. We got yeah, um, Pokemon onesies, princess dress. There's a ton of things. We just make it fun. Being playful with. Also, I don't know if you, like, maybe chat. Most of the chat will know about stream loots. You probably know about it. Stream loots is very, you can do so many things with stream loots, and I just, my stream loots has become a dress party.
Is there anything that you have not dressed up as that you're looking forward to?
The princess, which is brand new, and a. We're still waiting for the wig for the princess though, but I will look absolutely pretty. I was trying it out, the earrings, the ring, and everything, and it's super pretty. Uh, princess and a rainbow unicorn, one thing. The two new ones, and I am looking forward to dress as one of them.
No costume today, though.
They were actually trying to encourage me to come into the actual interview, to come in with you, just wearing my unicorn, my rainbow unicorn onesie. But I was like, yeah, I might give a bad impression if I'm wearing that.
It would be magical. That's what it would
Yeah,
be.
it'd definitely be magical. I love unicorns though.
Is that like your channel mascot, or do you have a mascot?
No, we don't really have a mascot. They all call me. We all the Muppets. I mean, I don't know if you know it, but Muppet is kind of like, it's an insult, but not an insult in the UK. So it's kind of like a British thing. You call someone Muppet, but you kind of insulting that person, but it's not serious. It's kind of like
Okay.
almost as a joke. So I don't know why. I just picked up, calling people Muppets all the time since I don't know. I think just I was here for like 2-3 months and I heard Muppet and I was like, I like that word. And I just call everyone Muppet. And I just call everyone Muppet in chat and all my community. And I don't know, if we had a mascot, it had to be Gonzo because apparently Gonzo, I look like Gonzo because of the nose, because of the big nose. So
I don't see it. No.
they call me Gonzo because of the nose of Gonzo. But that's, yeah, it's gotta be the Muppets, but not really a mascot. The Muppets and apparently the eggplant is the most used emote on my channel.
That's an interesting emote to be the most popular.
Yeah. It's the most popular. Believe it or not, it's actually on the report from last year. It was the most used emote by. I actually think. Oh, actually, no, it's actually true. It doubled the second emote.
Wow.
Yeah. So that tells you the bunch of trolls that I have on my community.
I love that so much though, because that's just playful banter, and it just makes things spicy.
Yeah, it's all about having fun and making feel people feel like the moment they step onto your channel. This is actually a very important advice for people that are maybe starting streaming, or maybe they have been doing streaming for a while, and maybe your channel is not really not exploding, but it's not moving up, and you're wondering what is like. The one thing you need uh, is to create a community, and you create a community by connecting with them, and there might be something that clicks with them, and you have to obviously figure out your own thing. But the thing that I figured out that works for me and my community is to be playful, is to be, even though I get tortured by them, and it's annoying sometimes, but it's part of what it is. It's part of the community. It's part of the vibes of the channel, and it's part of who I am. So if one day I took all my channel points away, it would not be the same. It would definitely not be the same. They may be coming back because we love each other, but it's not gonna be the same. It's that part of that I found that this is our niche. Being a little bit playful. Everyone does the same thing, and everyone enjoys it. Everyone, weighs in, and this is what it is.
Do you? I know that you mentioned earlier that you try not to curse, but yet your channel is not safe for work. So, would you prefer to be more wholesome?
I mean, you don't hear me curse at all,
Yeah.
like ever. And if I curse or something, I do it purposely, and I press the beep button because I have a beep. And if I'm going to curse, I just beep it, try to make it fun. So, I do you see me getting a bit crazy, a bit upset when I get killed, maybe on Apex or something. But I know that there's no curse words that come out of my mouth, and maybe once or twice in my entire streaming career, if I'm honest with you. Like, you don't see me saying the F word, not at all.
That's
Ever.
awesome. Yeah, fudge. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't see me here. You will not hear me saying fudge on the stream. No, you won't.
Not even
No,
fudge.
and very rarely you hear me saying it in, with friends or something like that. It's gotta be something very specific or something. Like, no.
Do you think that your background in hospitality has helped you become a better streamer?
You can extrapolate some things, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe the communicating skills with people, but that might be the only thing, just the communicating skills. But then, yet again, talking to a camera is very different than talking to people in front of you. Not really. I don't think it's helped. I mean, it might help you to, maybe communicate, because as a, maybe in hospitality, the one thing you have to do is basically have to communicate. Body language is very important. So you can take some of those things and obviously apply them. I mean, you will become natural at those things if you're doing it for long enough. But not really. I mean, you can take, small bits here and there. But no, talking to a camera is a whole different world.
Are there any skills that you're currently trying to learn?
Always. Every day. If you're not learning something every day, you might be doing something wrong. You have to be always looking at something new on editing or on socials or reading about anything. It's always, I like to be learning always. Unfortunately, this industry is very, it's always evolving, and it will never stop. And you should not be, you should not settle down. You should always be looking at learning something new, because there is always, if you're not doing it, someone else will. It's very competitive. The industry is gonna be extremely competitive, and you have to be 100% on top of everything. And yeah, in my opinion, the way I am, I always have to be learning something from every single person, from other streamers, maybe like yourself today. I'm taking things from you because I'm trying to learn how you do these things. I may be able to apply something similar from your skills to my own self and my own brand. So it's like, there is always something new.
What skill are you trying to learn right now? Is it anything with doing with maybe YouTube editing or?
Editing, mostly. Editing, which is the hardest bit for any content creator. If you don't have a background on editing previously, that's gonna be the hardest part. Because I did not have a background on absolutely nothing regarding PC wise in general. Software or hardware. I have to learn everything the hard way, by myself, doing everything over and over again, and watching tutorials and learning everything by myself, making mistakes myself. And editing is the one thing where I don't seem to stop learning ever. There's always something that you discover that is new.
Yeah, I like that you are talking about just all encompassing, constantly learning and constantly like making mistakes and having to do it the hard way. You aren't going to outsource everything. So you're going to learn it yourself. So if it ever breaks, you know how to fix it,
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
I mean, you with PCs as well. I mean, we all work with PCs, and we all know how much of a headache a PC can be. Certain programs and stuff. So, if you learn how to fix stuff by yourself, you'll become better at it, and maybe something next time breaks, and you will know how to fix it right away, or you may have to look around again. But it's everything related with content creation in general. It can be anything from a software that's giving you issues, from a piece of hardware, or editing, or uploading, or something. That there's always something that is gonna be, that you got to be maybe learning something extra, or you gotta be maybe it's a new product that comes out, maybe a new software that might be more useful for yourself.
Mm.
So you always have to be on the latest on everything.
Mhm. Do you have any friends or family members who help you with the content creation process? I know you mentioned you have your moderator who you know in real life, but are there any others that help you or inspire you?
In my family, no. Friends, I got a couple of friends who are actually helping me a lot with editing for the last couple of months or three. Well, a few months more and everything. But yeah, like, I don't know. We have like, for example, Logan, which is actually in chat. He's helped me out a lot with graphic designing and stuff. He's helped me with a few bits here and there. Um, I've, like the other two people, like Orko and Pablo, they have been doing a few things here and there for editing stuff because they are more expert than myself on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, other than that, I don't think my family is not into that. Like, my sister is not even, is in Poland. She doesn't, she does a completely different thing. Obviously, there's no one else on my family that does anything similar to what I do, or any of my friends for that matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Do you have a particular streamer that inspires you?
All of them.
Oh.
I honestly, all of them, like anything from small to big to like mid size. I really learned from each and every single one of them. That's why I like hanging on other people's channels, because there is always something from someone that you're gonna see, and you may not see something in 3 days, but the fourth day you may find something from that streamer that you might find it interesting from your own channel. So I always, taking ideas from other people. It's like, you got to understand that this is a brand, this is a business. Uh, you are self-employed, and when you open a business, the first thing you gotta do, and the thing that you got to do always, that should never stop, and it's what multinational, any company will do, is looking at your competition. Obviously, I don't see other streamers as competition. I see them as obviously a way to bring even more people to the platform, but that's a completely different story. But I still have to look at other people, the people that do the same thing as me. What are they doing? What are they using? What are they, I don't know, innovating on? And what is the latest trend? So as a company, you do the exact same thing. You look at other companies that are doing the exact same as you. What are they doing? What is their pricing? What is the So obviously, it's a brand. So you got to look at other people. It would be, if someone doesn't do it and you say, "Oh, I don't care about other people do. I just do my thing." You, my friend, should reconsider what you're doing, because this is a company. This is, your brand, and it's very important that you look at other people, because you can get so much inspiration from them, and as well, not only what to do, maybe what not to do.
Hmm.
By looking at other people, you can learn so much.
Absolutely. I love that so much. I know a lot of times we kind of take it personal. Like we see somebody else flourishing, we think, oh, I'm not at that point yet. And there's a lot of comparison. So I'm going to be ASMRing this next question to you
Okay.
because Gavik has redeemed ASMR.
Okay.
So, how do you not compare yourself to others when you're trying to evaluate the latest trends?
Um, um, I don't know. Oh, I'm not entirely sure about that. you can't really compare yourself to other people. Um, just try to adapt everything to yourself, and it's not a race; it's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. It takes a long time, and I just feel like I don't know. Looking at numbers all the time, I don't know. I don't get discouraged. I don't put myself goals because I don't want to be discouraged, and I want to, you know, kind of always looking at others, be happy for their success, support them if they need any help, and be, try to do things, see at the latest trends and always adapt, always adapt. I
Mm-hmm.
don't copy, never copy other people. Just
Mm-hmm.
always do put your stamp on it
Hmm.
because you may come up with something completely special that no one else does. And it's just by putting your own twist onto something that someone else is doing, a latest trend or something.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a really, really great point. Eh, most ideas inherently have been done before, but yeah, putting your own twist on it, making it your own, but not copying, just maybe taking an element of it and saying, hey, I like this little sliver of it, but let me make this more robust into my own thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you gotta be. You always have to be. Don't like we always say. It's not don't copy and paste. Just
Mm-hmm.
make your own twist on it because you may come up with something very genuine and very special, and people may like it.
Mm-hmm. Grab Life by the Controller has redeemed stare. So I'm going to stare awkwardly at the camera for this next question. I mean, really awkward. So if you want to like stare into my eyes, you can. It's going to be dreamy. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of stuff can we expect for the up and coming, for the rest of the year? Do you have any special projects?
um. For uh, I'm always trying different things, and I'm always trying to be. It's really creepy. You looking at the screen, throwing me off. I'm trying to not to look
I'm
at
like
you.
Medusa. I'll turn you to stone. Yeah.
I don't know. I got projects going on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew about it, but we're doing music as well. I do copyright-free music, which has
Mm-hmm.
been a staple on my channel for a very long time now. We've come up to almost a year creating copyright-free music for content creators, and that's an evolving something, a project that is always we're always working on more stuff. Also, I don't know, you got a collab channel coming on YouTube as well, which is all about full-on tutorials made completely easy for everyone. uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that is coming up really soon. We're already working on it. And we also we got a team. Actually, we got the team LVG, a fully fleshed out streaming team with
Wow.
a really good structure. I got to say, I've been on different teams and I've never seen the structure that we have on our team ever before. And yeah, we got a fully owned, fleshed out team coming up really soon. And yeah, I just don't really set myself, like I said before, I don't set myself like, I got to do this on this and this and
Mm-hmm.
this at the end of the year because I don't want to be disappointed. I want to go, I got short to meet kind of like projects. I get them done, make, do the best on every single one of them, and you make them happen right away. Don't leave them for the end of the year. I got to do this project by this month, and the next one by the next month, and the next one by the next month, and I got to do it and make it happen and move on. That just try different, try other things and see what happens. I'm really excited about all three, continuing with the music and the team and the new channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited.
I love your level of motivation. How you're like, I just am gonna jump into it. I'm not gonna wait until the end of the year. I'm gonna make now the time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're on 2021, and to be honest with you, is at this point, I think 2021 is gonna be a line between the people who are going to be able to make a career of content creation and the people who not. If you want to get to something done, do it now. Don't wait. In such a competitive business, and even more now, where so many people are jumping into the bandwagon of being a content creator because everyone thinks it's super easy, and you sitting on your room making content is, gonna make you lots of money. Um, it's you got to get on it now. Don't wait. As silly or as crazy as whatever your idea is about, either content creation or streaming or videos or TikToks or whatever, just do it. Just do it, because you may have a $1 million idea there, and if you being scared and not sharing with the rest of the people might be hindering yourself, and your potential.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to be asking you my final question in just a moment. But before I do, if anyone has a question for LordValGaming, definitely put them in Discord in the hashtag interview questions area. We're going to be answering all the viewer questions right after my question. So definitely put it right in there. But thank you, by the way, so much for taking time out of your day to share more about yourself and your mindset. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't know if you're going to enjoy this last one. This last question's pretty deep. Are you ready?
You're scaring me now.
Good. um,
Okay.
this is something that I ask everyone that I interview, and I'm curious about your take on it. So, what kind of impact does your content leave, and what kind of impact do you want to make?
That's a really good question. I think it's actually, my answer is going to be tied to what we have spoken about already. My impact, I want to be, my brand and my name, I want it to be related with not just, I mean, it might sound a bit hypocrite, but to positivity and to, like everyone might say the same thing. But I want it to be with, positivity and a place to be and to share your experiences and to feel comfortable, and maybe the 2 minutes, the 5 minutes, the 1 hour, 2 hours that you spend with me, you're not thinking on whatever is going on with your life or work or family or whatever. I want to, my impact has to be, making you feel comfortable and making you feel good with me, for whatever time you're in my channel. And my name, I want my name to be, obviously I would like to be like a staple on, content creation and software, and kind of like a go-to guy asking about anything software hardware wise. Yeah, I'm, full on, yeah, positivity, like being nice, being kind to people. Being kind is great. So why not just be kind to each other? It doesn't cost you a single penny to be positive and to be kind to other people. You don't have to be mean. It's actually more difficult to be mean to someone than to be nice.
Yeah. Do you believe that people are like inherently good, like you're born good?
Yeah. Yeah, you decide. I mean, experiences, life, whatever, it can be like, everyone has had things. My life is not being easy. Found myself, with a disability of my parents, which I didn't understand when I was, growing up. I found myself to, I don't know, go to a different country where I didn't speak a single word just to find a job. You can, there's so many chances on the way where I could have turned into a complete different person, and I've decided not to, because I believe that being nice and positive for someone will make a difference. And if I'm nice to you, you may be nice to another person, and in the end of the day, it might be a chain, and that chain reaction will create 5 positive people rather than 5 negative people.
Exactly. It only takes one person to start a movement.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So let's see what kind of questions we have here from viewers. So Gavik is asking any advice for streamers who are just starting out?
Yeah, like just create your channel and everything. Don't worry about overlays. Don't worry about logos. All of that, believe it or not, is a waste of money and time. Uh, just go very basic, very simple. Stick with something like a pretty looking cam overlay is not going to attract viewers. Like, let me tell you, I'm sorry to break it to you, but a pretty looking overlay or a pretty looking cam overlay is not going to attract any viewers. They don't care about that. They just care about, either you playing this game or you having interaction with them or how good or how entertaining you are. And a stream like that's been heard a million times, but I'm just gonna say once again is stream less, create content more. It's not all about sitting on your PC for 10 hours. It's about what you do after the stream. So sit for 4 hours and take the rest of the 6 hours, just create videos, YouTube or clips on, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Create the stuff outside of your channel, because then the people around, the people that you're going to be picking on the different platforms are going to be coming onto your channel, and I tell you, you grow when you're not streaming. Some people don't believe that, but you actually do grow when you're not streaming.
100%.
More than when you're streaming.
Yeah, because then it makes your stream more like a party, more like a treat. You're building up towards it.
Yeah, and you're creating discoverability for your brand, for yourself. It's just, if people see you every day for every single week after 10 hours, it's like I think that's actually going to be affecting negatively your channel. But I mean, don't get me wrong. You can say, yeah, but I see Professor Broman streaming every single day for 8 hours a day. Yeah, Professor Broman has 2,000 viewers every day. He doesn't need to have any more exposure anymore. You have two viewers, and one of them is your sister, and the other one is yourself. So you literally streaming to two people. He's streaming to 2,000 people for 8 hours every single day. Of course, he doesn't need to stream less than that because he's already making an impact by streaming. So we have to, the times have changed. You have to use other platforms in order for yourself to get exposure to other people.
Well, just as he might be using a team too. I don't know if he's married or not, but he might have like a wife or significant other or somebody else like helping him in the background doing like the businessy stuff and building him up too. There's all those different things. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here, for sharing more about yourself, your mindset. Where can people find you?
Well, people can find me on Twitch, to just twitch.tv/LordValGaming. You can find me always on Instagram, on TikTok, LordValGaming, and Twitter is LordValTwitch. I'm also on YouTube, LordValGaming. And if you're looking for copyright-free music to use on your streams or your YouTube videos or your podcasts or whatever you're doing, just search my name, just LordValGaming on any music streaming platform, and you will find a complete library of over 24 hours already of music.
Wow.
Completely DMCA free, strike free for everything. Just feel free to use all of it anytime. You got anything from electronic music to lo-fi type of music.
I love that. I love that you have that variety too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Everything.
we're going to be rating another streamer in just a moment. Let me see who's live right now, where we're going to be sending the love to today. Aha. I think I know exactly where to go. Let's go make someone's day absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, thank you again so much for being here. And we're rating in 5, 4, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye.